Para mí es un honor con Andrés y toda Colombia. Estamos muy emocionados por esta gran oportunidad. Vamos a comenzar por lo alto y es, bueno, ¿cómo ha sido esa filosofía que usted se ha implementado desde tus inicios hasta la actualidad del cómo ha trascendido o evolucionado todo lo que es el doble de riesgo, los stunt sobre los autos, las peleas, los superhéroes en toda la pantalla grande? ¿Cómo ha sido tu evolución y tu esencia?
Okay, the first question is, what has been the philosophy that you have put going back to your beginnings, your career? We know doing these stunts from the Bond movies and the First Wars, working later, not only behind but in front of the camera, generating amazing scenes of car chases, battles. Man, what is your philosophy?
I like movie action that's grounded in reality. I think the problem is if you create movie action that doesn't obey the rules of the universe, I think it's difficult to believe it, and it's difficult to relate to it. So I'm always trying to do something new, but something that is humanly possible. That's always been my, you know, there's still fantastic things being done, but I like them to be a possibility that they could be real. And I think for me that's very important, because I think once you lose an audience into a fantasy that isn't completely real, I think for action movies you lose that special connection with an audience.
I will translate this because
Sure.
It's not only short, but it encapsulates everything. John, lo traduciré, no solo por lo corto, sino porque, hombre, es que para Andy lo importante es que lo que vea sea creíble. Me refiero, tú sabes, obviamente hemos visto todo lo que ha hecho superhéroes. Es muy real, o me vas a decir que no, que tú dices, sí, es acción, pero esto es humanamente posible. Dice que esa conexión para él es lo más importante. Ver qué más puedo exigir, pero también ver que esto sea demasiado realista.
Wow. Para mí eso es impresionante, amazing. Bueno, para darte la palabra, tengo una curiosidad respecto a lo que es Moonshine Highway, que es su primera película. O sea, es fantástica la vi anoche y la verdad puedo felicitarte también. Es para preguntarle cómo fue la experiencia tanto dirigiendo esta gran película que es como tu ópera prima, y también las aventuras de Robin Hood, y qué nos espera de su próxima película que estás haciendo, Squealer.
Okay, this question is from both, because we are trying to encapsulate your whole work as a director, but we can talk in parts, because you wrote and directed Moonshine Highway.
Yes.
You wrote you directed also episodes from The Adventures of Robin Hood.
Yes.
And I had, when John told me that we are going to interview you, I was like, yes, because I really love, I'm a fan of music videos, and you co-directed one, of course, Frantic. Of course, I Disappeared. I freaking love Metallica.
No, they're wonderful.
Yes, and of course you directed.
They're fantastic people. All the guys from Metallica are absolutely sensational people. It was a lot of fun, particularly the very big one that we did, which was "I Disappear," which was the theme song from
Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible, yeah. And so it was one of the last very, very big music videos where it cost over $1 million to do that music video. It's crazy, but we did some very, very big stunts in it, particularly the jump out of the window. You know, that was 46 floors, so it was a huge a huge drop. And again, for that, you know, when they came to me to do the music video, I looked at a lot of music videos and I felt that a lot of things had been done. So I wanted to try and do something that was really spectacular, you know, that sort of pushed the envelope of anything that was humanly possible. It's those music videos are something I'm very proud of. I mean, they were fun to do. They're great people, and James Hetfield and I became very good friends after that music video. It was good fun to do. Lovely people.
And also I remember I was like doing a tiny jukebox because yes, I disappeared. In fact, I remember watch the behind the scenes on MTV, but on the TV when MTV was MTV, not now. And I remember also the video from Steve McQueen from
yes, that's another one I'm very proud of. Yes, with Sheryl Crow, she was tremendous, absolutely tremendous. Yeah,
and encapsulating these the music videos and your work, of course, in Moonshine Highway and the new adventures on Robin Hood. What was your experience, and also what we can expect from a Squealer? This is the space from talk about. Give us the exclusive talking about your new movie because you are again.
You're the first people I'm talking to about it because it's it again is something I'm very proud of. I have a wonderful writing partner here, and we have a much bigger movie to do later in the year, but because it's so long since I directed Moonshine Highway, because you know I went back to doing other action on other people's movies, I wanted to do a smaller movie just to really get myself back into the system of making movies again. Because I took about two years off to write and I did some seminars, talks to teach some seminars and things, and then I decided I wanted to come back and make some movies, and so I felt I should do something small, and I felt the most potentially successful small movies are horror movies because they're horror but also a kind of thriller. It's not really a classic horror. And I had this story, which is based on a true story. It's about a guy who was a pig farmer, but he was killing people and skinning them and doing all sorts of things. And he was taking some of the meat from them and putting it with the pigs and selling sausages. And it's a completely true story, but it's terrifying. And so I've not followed the story exactly, but it's basically about a serial killer who's a pig farmer and preys on these girls. But we're making a very non-traditional movie. Although it's a horror and it's thriller and it's very scary and it's very violent, but it's also very beautiful, which is why I wanted to do it in New Mexico. I wanted to make this real darkness, but in a beautiful landscape, because it's sort of contradiction, and I like the idea of that. So we start shooting in 2 weeks, and we have a very very good cast of actors, and I think it's going to be a good movie. I'm very excited by it. It's a little movie, but I think it will be very powerful.
I will talk in behalf of Jhon, and of course I will translate, because it's really an honor to be the first media that you are talking
Absolutely,
about the Squealer.
Yeah, nobody knows about the movie yet, which is interesting.
Oh.
And I will translate because Jhon will die with the subject. And I gotta tell you, thank you so much for answering me about Metallica music videos, because I feel, in fact, when I was in the university, I was the only one in the career that was defending the music videos. People are like, man, that's not cinema. My God, music videos are my school of cinema. And the
Absolutely,
90s were,
I agree. Absolutely.
And you close the 90s with one of the best videos ever. I mean, I Disappear, big budget, and tell James Hetfield that I'm one of the fans.
Yeah, the wonderful thing about a music video like that is you don't have to have your story only has to be short, so it can be as big or as small. You know, you can compete that you can keep the story into here, but make it huge. And I'm glad you like those, because they're things that I'm very, very proud of, and we did some very, very very good things on them.
And you can say hi to James Hetfield. And he knows that in Colombia, people is frantic about Metallica. Metallica is the biggest man, and
fantastic.
Yes, but I will translate because John will die with your answer. John, obviamente le agradecí porque somos el primer medio. Es más, él dijo, primer medio donde hablo y primer medio que me pregunta. Si te digo la trama, vas a morir. ¿Sabes por qué él está en Nuevo México? Es porque en 2 semanas comienza a grabar. La historia, si te digo de qué trata, no, men, te desmayas. Un granjero de cerdos que es basado en una historia real, que se encargaba así de cazar mujeres y literal cocinarlas y todo, pero aquí hay increíble, él dice que lo va a contar de una manera no convencional, quiere que sea una película, que eso es lo que tengo que ver, bueno, igual tú ya viste la de Moonshine Highway y tú sabes cómo lo hace él, quiere que sea extrañamente una historia muy bella, en hermosos parajes de algo que sucedió realmente, ir contando su versión de la historia, o sea, no va a ser exactamente cómo fueron los crímenes y eso, sino su versión. Ya le dije que gracias, ya le dije que no, ahora ven, le voy a decir lo que tú le quieres decir. John, in fact, once, and of course myself, because your career is big, and I was reading, and yes, I remember, of course, your role on Double Impact. You know this kind
I'm a terrible actor, but
don't worry, because in Latin America, you know that we still missing. In fact, we are biggest fans of Jean-Claude Van Damme and all this action. Yeah. But it's amazing because there is a part of your career that sometimes, I don't know if you talk about, because sometimes people forget that you are also an assistant director. You were the assistant director in this movie. I read that you passed starting from the car scenes to do the beat heights, the beat fighting scenes in Hof. I mean, tell us about, and John wanted, because he was like, please asking about the film, the thing that he did in the film. If you want to talk about these memories or the role as a assistant director, or as you say, you being a terrible actor. I'm laughing because I really love your role. Tell us, man.
It was very interesting because Jean-Claude Van Damme himself wanted me to play that role, and I kept saying I'm not an actor, and he kept saying no. He wanted me to play his father because I reminded him of his father, and so he got me to play the role. And I wrote the dialogue myself so that it felt natural, but I was so nervous about it that I was saying the lines in my sleep at night. It was terrible. And then when I eventually, months later, met his father, he looks nothing like me. It was very, very funny but it was very strange, because after I did that movie, I actually got offered some quite big roles as an actor, and I didn't want to do them because I was trying to explain that I really wasn't acting. That's really just me. I'm not really an actor, but I got more nervous, more frightened acting than I ever did with huge stunts. It's just sort of makes me very uncomfortable. But I'm still looking back. I'm very proud of it, and it's a fun movie to have done.
And in fact, I'm wearing this t-shirt like an homage. I know it's not from the movie, but it's from Contra Double Impact.
Oh, really?
The 90s, missing the action stars.
That's terrific.
John, no. Oh, John, you got more questions. John, ¿tienes más preguntas? Porque yo estoy
Yo lo último que le quiero decir es que en Latinoamérica el trabajo de él es muy, muy apreciado. No sabía, o sea, no sé si usted tiene conocimiento, Andy, sobre respecto a todo lo que usted abarca en video musical y todo, pero, o sea, mi última pregunta para que usted también, Andy, la complemente es, ¿cómo ha mejorado como la forma, como tu esencia en todo lo que has hecho como director, actor, pero ¿cuál es esa esencia que quieres dejar, o sea, en el mundo del cine? Y también, obviamente, felicítalo por unas películas referente al hombre arácnido.
No, in fact, as a finale, mm, I don't know, Andy, if you are conscious of the big admiration that we got in Latin America for your work. We wanna congratulate you, of course, because you're also part of the huge team that made the biggest movie from last year, that was Spider-Man.
Yes, yes.
Here people is right. In fact, there are people that are watching it 15 times. Yes, John wants to know la evolución, John.
Sí, como esa trascendencia.
Okay, like, the last question is, how do you feel that, yes, the transcendence of your work? And I want to tell you all this from the channel. We are glad because it has become a space from the stunt people. We had Jim Freeman here, we got Rachel Stark, we got Patricia Tallman, and have you here is like continuing to showcasing this art.
It's very nice of you to ask me. I think it's always nice to meet in film enthusiasts that like film, and it's nice to be able to talk about movies with people that love movies. I think it's a wonderful, it's a wonderful medium like that. But I'm always very proud to be on this sort of thing. It's very nice.
Invite people to be yes, in the time to watch Squealer. Invite people to visit your social media, wherever you want to say a hi to Latin America, to the channel. The camera is yours. We are blessed, man, to have you here.
Oh, really. Fantastic. Well, I'll you should maybe check in with me again as well in about 3 months, because we may have a teaser or something that we can show you from Squealer.
This small channel has become, in fact, we show the latest movie from Jesse V. Johnson.
Yes, yeah.
For Hell Had No Fury. Imagine, we were like, man, we really love your movies with Scott Adkins. Latin America is crazy. So for us, and of course for John, that is the big boss. It will be an honor. But
absolutely, yeah. Check back with me in just about 2 months, 2 to 3 months. But you can feel free to check back anytime. And if you're ever coming to the United States, you're always welcome. Contact and come and see me. I'm bound to be doing something. So that's very, very. I appreciate the great respect. It's very, 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 very deeply humbling. So thank you very much. And check back, and I'll definitely find something that we can give you to show from Squealer.
Dice que obviamente que si algún día llegamos a estar en Estados Unidos, él dice que le gustaría que nos reuniéramos y hacer algo o hablar de algo. Dice que para él es muy humble, como humilde, saber el respeto que se le tiene a la carrera. And of course, John is telling me, and I want to tell you, because you're part of the legacy of your work is not only you, but the people around you. I mean, your brother and your wife are also. I was telling a friend now he's the husband of Jennifer Caputo, and I mean, all the legacy between you, between her, we want to send a hi.
Absolutely, I will say.
They want to be here. They are welcome.
She's working with me here on this movie. In fact, this movie I'm directing and producing, and I co-wrote. But I'm also, but my wife Jennifer is also stunt coordinating, and she's directing the action on this movie. So we've sort of gone full circle. And after Squealer, this is, and you are absolutely the first people to know about this. After Squealer, we're doing a much bigger, very big action movie, which is about a woman who is a getaway driver for bank robberies and all sorts of heists. But it'll have some of the biggest car chases that have ever been done. So we hope to do that later this year in Boston. So that's I'll make sure that when you call again about to give you something from Squealer, I'll have more news about that movie as well. And if when that one goes, that would be a good one for you to even come out and visit, because it will be a very, very big movie with some very, very big action.
I will tell that to Jhon, and I will congratulate you and thank you, because yes, we need big action roles for women.
Absolutely.
I love watching the men doing it, but Jennifer is a beast. It's amazing in what she does, and we got now great actresses that are killing it. So
absolutely, yeah.
I will tell Jhon, te tengo. Si moriste con la exclusiva, con esta vuelves a vivir con esta exclusiva. Dice que primera vez que él lo dice, obviamente está trabajando con Jennifer. Dice que cuando hablemos de Squealer, él va a dar como avisos de una película que va a ser de mayor presupuesto con Jennifer. Persecuciones de autos. Las mejores persecuciones de autos con una mujer que maneja.
Wow.
En Boston. Le estaba agradeciendo porque estamos hablando de la importancia de los roles para las mujeres.
I have very little social media now. I went into a little bit of a hibernation where I wanted to write and do stuff. So I don't have much social media, but you can still find me a little bit on Instagram, just under Andy Armstrong. But I'll keep your email and make sure I've got any social media from you, and any news we get, I'll make sure that you have it, because I think fan bases and film enthusiasts like yourself are very, very important, and they're especially important for action movies and particular genre movies, because it's really like a big family of people that like certain, like a great restaurant, that people like that type of food. And I think it's very, very important. So I'll keep you posted, but I'll hopefully when either Squealer or the next one comes out, hopefully we can come to Colombia and do something there. That would be, I'd love to see it. Okay. So
Wow.
Yes, absolutely. 2 thumbs up for you guys.
Dice que nos regala 2 pulgares arriba.
Hey, Jen
Dice,
and Daniel, come over a second.
Hi.
oh my God.
I just want you, this is Danielle, who's my writing and producing partner on this one. This is Danielle Berger.
Hi.
We're going live into Colombia.
How are you?
And this is Jen, my wife, who will be
Hi, Jen.
stunt coordinating Squealer. And
Jen.
Danielle is playing a big role in Squealer. And after this, we'll all be doing the picture in Boston, and you guys should come out and visit us.
It's honor.
It's really an honor. And in fact, I don't know if you are listening, that we are praising your work, praising also the showcasing for women doing action and of course doing stunt.
Absolutely. And these two are very, very absolute.
Nice.
And yes, we need later to talk about the Squealer. The full.
Absolutely. We will, as soon as when you come back in a couple of months, we'll have something that we can show you, I'm sure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
We
Bye.
love you.
Bye. It's about a getaway driver and the specialist brought in by the police department to try and catch that driver.
These guys plan and execute with sophistication and discipline.
Now, the catch is that once he's on the chase, he realizes the person he's chasing is, in fact, a woman. She's beautiful, she's Arab, and she's charismatic.
Kit is our main female character, and she's a former rally car driver.
I prefer rally because it's, for me, rallying, it's exactly to have the car to drive and not to know where you have to go and to try to be the first. And this is very exciting.
And she was on the rally circuit for a long time, but because being a woman and because of being Arab, she was not allowed to race. So now she's found a place where she can really display the best skills as a getaway driver.
Then we have JC, who's a former race car driver. We find JC at a bit of a crossroads in his life. He drinks too much, he's a bit of a lost soul, really.
So the trouble that he has is staying focused on the chase and not being distracted by being so intrigued by her.
Action!
Andy Armstrong comes from 3 generations of action specialists in the entertainment industry. He designed and coordinated some of the biggest, baddest action sequences that we've seen on the big screen.
The interesting thing about this movie for me is that I think the time to see something that's so retro that it becomes new, a style that's rooted in authenticity and doing things for real. It's the greatest thing when the trick is there is no trick, and there's something special about that.